Hey everybody, my name is Nate Winters. I'm the Director of Sales and Certified Sommelier here at Troon Vineyard and Farm, and today I'm with...
Nate Wall, the winemaker.
Michael Wagner, assistant winemaker.
And we wanted to talk to you about our 2025 Glou. Glou means gulp gulp or chug chug. It's this kind of the sound you make when you're throwing a bottle back, something that you just want to just drink a lot of. That's kind of where this name was inspired by. I think our first vintage of Glou had to been 2019, and that's when we decided to call it this wine, making a chillable red style. Every year it's been refined a little bit more and more, especially learning our farm with the replant. This to me is kind of the most cohesive one that we have made, with all of the practice going into it. Chillable red, slight chill, a lot of chill. I think it's preferential. But it's been kind of the wine I go to for the river last year. I did bring it a couple times. We didn't break one bottle. We brought some plastic glasses on the raft and everything. Brought it to the beach. I think it screams outdoors. Not necessarily the patio always, but whatever you may doing outside or with friends, Thanksgiving. There's a lot of cool opportunities for a wine like this, and it's one of our most sought after wines, I'd say, year after year. Somewhat not the largest lot of production, so it does sell out very quickly. So Nate or Micah, what want to tell us about these grapes in here and how you make this?
Yeah, well, first off, to echo what you were saying, it's in a clear bottle, right? Two reasons for that. One, we just like to show off that beautiful color that it always has. And two, it's almost a reminder to let you know, this is a wine that is meant to be enjoyed now. It is, we make one release each year. This is the 2025, and it's the freshness of the fruit, the I don't know, the liveliness. It really, you just want to consume it when you get it. This is not a wine for laying down. It is a wine to enjoy now, and that enjoyment is part of why we crafted the wine in the way we did. This wine goes through a carbonic maceration period, so this is roughly 50% Cinsault and Grenache. It wiggles around a little bit year to year based on the weight of the grapes that we put in the bin, but it's basically a co-fermentation / co-carbonic maceration where we load the Cinsault and the Grenache into a stainless steel tank with dry ice to prevent any oxygen in there. We drop the lid and then we just leave it alone for 2 weeks. During that process, this carbonic maceration takes place where the carbon dioxide present actually allows for this enzymatic reaction to occur inside the grapes. It converts the sugar into alcohol without touching the skins. So what you do is you get a lot of the fruitiness of the wine without the tannins, which are in the skins. So after that carbonic period is done, we open it up, foot tread it, press it off, and then it finishes its fermentation regularly. And that's why both from the start to the finish, this wine is it's basically meant to hit right between a rosé and a red wine. That's kind of the point of these chillable red wines. So even when we grow these grapes are specifically grown for this Glou wine. They're a little riper than a rosé, a little less acid than a rosé when we pick them, but a little less ripe, or certainly a little less acid than, more acid than a red wine. So yeah, this is 12% alcohol. Throw it in the fridge for 15 minutes to give it that slight chill, and then just perfect to enjoy on a day like today, sitting outside and pretty much anywhere. Yeah, really fun wine, both to make and to drink.
Yeah, I love making this wine. I think that it's the wine with the most chapters, I would say, because it changes so much for us as winemakers throughout its life. So Nate was mentioning that we seal it in a stainless steel tank, which this is one of our larger projects, I would say, because a lot of things are very small, and this takes both of us and both of our interns every year to load everything and then also digging it out before we press it, which when we do press it, there's a lot of this savory umami flavor that is coming out that you're just smelling as you're digging it out. And then when we press it, I specifically on this one was getting a lot of cranberry juice. I don't know if you remember, it was that freshness was really popping through, and then it finishes its life in the cellar, and eventually when we taste it, it kind of comes together more like what we taste here today in bottle. So for me, this is calling barbecue season to pair with it. I think, you know, with that weather, like being outside with friends and family and grilling is great. And then you also mentioned into Thanksgiving. I actually think a lot of things like this are really perfect because they're not overwhelming for a lot of those bolder holiday meals. So that's what I would do with it.
What I think is so crazy about these wines is that when you first pop open this tank after the carbonic maceration is finished, you don't smell like any fruit flavors at all. It's like this really crazy, like savory umami. It's like soy saucy, fish saucy, and you're like, whoa. But that's because all of the fruit is still inside each of the berries. And so like what's kind of weird is when you walk into a winery during harvest and you smell all these amazing, you know, like fruit flavors, fruit aromas, those are all volatilizing actually out of the fermenting beverage. The carbonic maceration actually captures more of that because they're like contained within the grape. So when you first pop it open, you're like, whoa, that's so crazy. And then you start like foot treading, and then you're boom, all the fruit like bursts open, and you're like, oh, there it is, you know. So yeah, it's that process really does preserve like so much of that, you know, enjoyable fruit flavor to make it to the bottle, which is just a really cool. It has so many chapters to the life of this wine. It's a fun wine to make.
Yeah, often I think carbonic wines are kind of 2-dimensional, that they're known for as, you know, celebration, drink young, but I love the fact that this does have layers to it, you know, and maybe there's something to the process, the slow releasing different things at different times. Yeah, the Cinsault has just been really fun on the property, whether it's in the Druids Red, this, or Rosé. You really get to see the full spectrum of kind of this Kool-Aid-y aspect that it brings of like just really fresh red fruit. A lovely wine for any occasion. Barbecue to just by yourself. Again, this is our 2025 Glou. Not that much of it made. We hope everybody can get their hands on it while we have it, and we hope to see you out here during all this great weather this summer. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.